Welcome back, friends, to Ghost Storying. What should I call y'all? Campers? Storyers? I don't know. Let me know what you guys want to be called. So we're in one of my favorite places in Belmont, North Carolina. We're kind of on the outskirts, but this is where chapter 2 begins. And let me introduce myself for those of you who maybe this is the first time you're seeing it. I'm Amy Shuford, a psychic medium, and I'm telling ghost stories based on my own personal experiences. And this here is chapter 2 in Ghost Storying, and we'll call it The Warning. I've been to this location numerous times. I love to go walking. There is a botanical garden, which we're not going to show you. I want you to focus on the woods behind me. One evening, they're not normally open on the evenings, and they had a summer light function, which was really cool. And I came here with my brother and sister, and we were walking along this pathway, and I felt very drawn to the bushes behind us, and I felt a woman's presence. Earlier when we were walking, I had seen in a clearing, I probably should take you there. There were a large group of Native Americans just going about their daily life. All right, behind me is the clearing, and there's a bunch of people here taking a photography class, I think. So I'm sure my volume may have gone down, sorry, in certain places. But the clearing behind me is where there was a large gathering, and they were just going about their daily lives. And as many times that I've been through here, I was like, wow, that was something that I just had not been shown before. I'd never seen that. Oops. Y'all, I can handle spirits, all kinds of things, but a bug just landed on my hand, and I'll tell you what, I don't do critters, okay? I don't do insects. So as I'm walking back to the area where our story begins, this young woman approached me, who the story is about, and she asked, "Who are you talking to?" And I said, they are my friends, that they're people that are interested in your story. They want to know what happened to you. See, there's people over there. I heard them. I thought they were much closer. So let me change background here. We were coming up along this area, which you see has the woods lining us. And this young woman, 22, she just told me her age. Indigenous woman, came up to me. Well, first I felt fear. And I'm like, okay, that's strange. I am in one of my favorite places. I get a lot of peace from being here. And then she came out of the woods and was running. Basically, what she was showing me was a scene that led to her death. She had been brutally attacked, raped, and murdered. And she gave me a picture, a vision of the gentleman who did this to her. And then it went into like real time. And she said, run. And I had this instant panic, this fear. And I had to tell myself, you are feeling her feelings right now. And then I saw the gentleman who, her perpetrator, and I told him, get back. There's people over there watching me, but whatever. I was like, get back, get away, out, stop. And he did. I told my siblings who I was with, we got to get moving. We got to get moving. I'll tell you about it in a minute. But she told me that this gentleman, he was well-to-do in this area at that time, 1800s, and he was a real creeper, okay? He was somebody that, he was not a nice man. He was a wealthy man. He came from prominence, but he was a bad, bad man. I had to move from that spot because I'm getting eat up from bugs, but I wanted to be where this occurred so that you could see. We're gonna walk up this way a little. He preyed on the indigenous women and slaves. He brutalized a lot of people. You know, then went off to church, those kind of things. Some people knew. I don't think they knew the extent, but unfortunately in some of the circles that he traveled in, so to speak, it wasn't looked at in the way that would be looked at today. He was very bad, and she wanted to save me from him. He very much is present here. And I told her, and I'm telling her now as we speak, that he can no longer hurt anyone. And he is too afraid, and quite frankly, doesn't want to cross over. He just wants to continue. So I had to move because there's some people that wanted to take pictures from the angle I was at. And I'm sure I looked really interesting because I was speaking to the young woman and her mother, grandmother. The grandmother was asking me, it translates to like she could feel her daughter and see her daughter, but her daughter couldn't see her. And she asked me if I could see her and basically if I could help them to reunite. So, okay, I hate to do this to you, but I'll be right back. Okay, I had to get out of people's way, but I came over to one of the willow oaks that I love so much here. I can see my sister coming in the distance up there. So I'm asking the young woman if she wants to be rejoined with her mother and letting her know. And she does. So we're going to make that happen here. Okay, so I reunited them, and very interesting, but not surprising. The young woman told me that she would be here for me, and I appreciate that. People can just don't be afraid to tell your story, because you don't know who can be healed and who you can help by sharing that story. And honestly, guys, you know, we have more in common as human beings, as souls, than not. We have more in common than the totality of our differences. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Ghost Storying. We'll see you next week. Gather your friends around your campfire or your virtual campfire. Put a photo in the comments, and I'll see you next time.